What is up, Shady Sports Network? I'm back here with a special interview with quarterback for the Omaha Beef, Carlos Rogers. Carlos, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me on your show.
No problem. So, recently you just came off a big win with the Omaha Beef, going undefeated and winning the 2023 CIF Championship. How was that season as a whole for you?
As a season as a whole, it was a learning experience for me. I really can't complain because it was an experience that I never experienced. So as in pro ball, I got to get to play with like some of the professional people that played on big stages, big colleges, but learn from them and dissecting from them. I kind of learned some things throughout the time I was there though.
Definitely. And, one guy that you got to learn from up close and personal was Tommy Armstrong, Nebraska legend, over 90 touchdowns in his career. I mean, that's a pretty awesome experience to be in the quarterback room with him. What was your relationship like with Tommy?
Uh Man, Tommy, we had an okay relationship. You know, he a good quarterback. I learned from his standpoint as being leaders. I mean, he was a leader as a team. He came to film steady. He dang. But he was cool to me. I mean, I can say that.
For sure, definitely. So, kind of going all the way back here to the beginning, when did you know that you wanted to pursue football professionally?
When I came out of high school, I went to college, but it didn't turn out how I would expect it. So I didn't kind of like get no offers. So after I had went to school 2018, 2019, I ended up having some type of issue with the team. And throughout that time frame, once the pandemic had came along, it took me some time to sit there and think about it and what I was going through. So I had to really sit there and talk to myself and to see if I did really want to go back out there and still play. So once I found out that I still have it, thank the Lord that I was blessed, you know what I'm saying, moved from my hometown. So since I moved from my hometown, it kind of put me in a situation if I wanted to play or not. So and just I really had like the ambition for it.
Definitely. No, so you were mentioning off camera that you kind of went to multiple different colleges. How did that process start? What college did you start at?
Well, my first college I ended up going to Southwest Mississippi. It's a JUCO school. So when I attended the JUCO school, I kind of I did go there kind of like oversized as a quarterback, but I still had like the potential to play. So me, the coach relationship and I, we didn't really have like a good connection. So I ended up getting kicked off the team, like during the season. But I mean, it was like a learning curve, a learning mistake. So I had to really process that and understand what I was doing. So the very next school that I went to was called Edward Waters, and it was in Jacksonville, Florida. So same thing there. Um, I was there, but when I was there, I was getting tackled at practice as a quarterback. So as I was getting hit at practice, I was kind of like telling the players and the coaches that, we can, I know how to play, but I don't have to, what I'm saying, get hit at practice. So to the point where I was getting hit to where they were trying to injure me. So I ended up getting injured. And once I got injured, I didn't get no treatment because they wouldn't want to treat me with the proper treatment of an injury. So I thought I fractured my ankle. So throughout that process, I ended up going to the training room. And when I went to the training room, um, he didn't want to treat me. He was telling me to get out the training room for some apparent reason. I guess he thought that I had disrespected him, but different slang or different culture. So as I went through that process, I ended up getting kicked out of the team 2 weeks before the game. So that was kind of like a tough time with me. I had to think about that process as well. But it's really like a long story. I know we got time to talk about it, but I'm really open as well to get into details with it. So uh, after that, the pandemic hit, and I ended up moving to Texas, Dallas, Texas. So when I came to Dallas, Texas, I ended up playing semi-pro. So when I played semi-pro, I played their season and still had altercations throughout the season. And I ended up having another shot to go back to school and play in North American University in Houston. So I went there, and I went there for a year. I went there for a year. It still didn't turn out right for me, and I ended up getting released from the team as well from there. But I just had the ambition to keep going because I have a lot of potential in me, and I'm willing to learn. You learn from your mistakes, and I just really need help to be honest.
I mean, that's incredible to hear. Like watching you. I mean, I've told you this before,
Yeah.
but with the beef, watching you, like I personally believe you guys would have went undefeated and you would have won MVP too, because you have the same, if not better, skill set than Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Like you have very high
Yeah.
skills. So I believe I see it, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you. When you were going through that whole college thing, you know, it's obviously very difficult. It's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of kind of pain, very different things you feel from an academic standpoint and from a, social perspective. How did you manage to kind of push through?
I pushed through because I have a father. So my father is the one that always like pushed me to the limit. And through those tough times that I was going, he used to always tell me, "Man, keep your grades up." He said, "Even though if you're not playing on the team, but he said, don't never let nothing fall on you if you don't handle your responsibilities. So as long as you handle your responsibilities, everything else will fall in line." So when I was getting kicked out of the team, I still had, love for the team and the coaches, but I also was still there for my peers. But it was just I don't even know. But academic wise, I always kept my grades to like a 3.2 or better. So I just really just kept my grades up. So I just knew, and definitely time it was gonna come in handy for some point. So
And I totally agree with that. School is really important, but at the same time, being an athlete and having those relationships with your teammates are important. I think the biggest thing in football in general, not even college football, is kind of the politics of it. People in the higher up positions think they kind of act like however they want. You told me in your short story that you kind of shared, like the politics you experienced. How bad did that get
man,
as a whole?
so with the politics, this is my first time, experience the politics of the pro football level. So it originally started when I had went to a camp in Kansas, the Athlete Strong camp in October 15th. And I went there to go showcase my skills. So I ended up having a phone call with one of the coaches that went to Southwest Storm, Coach Brandon. I was talking to him. He wanted to give me a shot. So throughout that time frame, before like the season was about to start, he didn't answer the phone for me. So I was trying to contact him, no response, no text backs. I leave voicemails, still no response. So I can say like around the end of January, I ended up getting a call from Salina Liberty. So Coach O ended up giving me a chance to come showcase my talent there. So when I got there, I was doing well, but I ended up getting released from the team as well from Salina Liberty. And that's when Coach Kaz ended up giving me a shot after he found out that I was released from Salina Liberty. So I came in 1 day before the preseason game. So I only had one time to practice. So that game, that preseason game was determined to whether if I was going to be on the team. So after that preseason game, Coach Kaiser did cut me from the team. He cut me from the team. I stayed persistent with it. After he cut me, I still went to the coaches meeting that we had in our bar in our hotel. I went to the coaches meeting. I went to the meetings, players meet, and I also went to practice. So I'm not on the team. I'm not dressed up. I'm just sitting at practice and I'm watching practice. So we was at practice that night, and by the time practice was over and he didn't have no any other quarterbacks to come in, he kind of pulled me to the side and he kind of spoke to me. He told me that he wanted to, what I'm saying, bring me back to the team. So he brought me back to the team. I still work hard, grind, did what I needed to do. Then we end up getting to like the third week of the season, leading to like a bye week. So I got cut twice from the team, actually. Got cut twice from the team, and it's a long story just being there, especially the politic part because I only played really one game of the season. So I can't really say too much about the politics because I don't really know about it. But then again, I know I'd be in somebody's shoes one day like that to be playing for somebody.
And that's so unfortunate. Because we see athletes
Yeah.
in this business, man. Like you should have been out there playing, whether it was for the beef or another team. And I think the biggest thing is coaches kind of just don't know. They don't know where the public teachers fit. Like I know Southwest Kansas, we could have 100% used you. I'm a Southwest Kansas fan, man. Like that would have been awesome to have you on board. But looking towards 2024, you're looking at your opportunities in the indoor game. I assume wherever you go, you obviously want to be the starter, day one, because that's what you deserve. When you look at opportunities, what really stands out to you and who are the front runners currently?
To be honest, I won't say nobody really standing out to me because uh, I don't nobody not calling me as of right now, or I haven't heard from nobody since the season was over with. So I really don't know. I don't really. I want to play in the IFL. I really want to play in the XFL, the USFL, all the leagues, but I'm really open to any league that's giving me an opportunity to play.
Man, like we got to get you in there, man. You deserve that opportunity. But I guess kind of going back to the college thing, when you were playing semi pro and you went back to school at Northern American, after that year, did you graduate from college or did you think about going back for another year?
Which was crazy. Uh, After I left North American University, I wanted to go to Texas Southern because that's one of the schools that I was supposed to went to after high school, but I didn't have the SAT score to participate in activities there. So as I was leaving from North American, um, I was sending my transcripts over to Texas Southern, but Texas Southern was saying they didn't receive my transcripts. So I got documents of North American sending them, but Texas Southern never received. So after that, it really just took me some time. I was saying just thinking. So I ended up going back to semi-pro, and I played one game at semi-pro against the best team in the semi-pro league. So the coach ended up giving me his props. No, he ended up giving me my props for playing because he didn't know who I was when I was there. So when I was there, I ended up getting another opportunity to go play indoor football. This was my first time getting introduced to indoor football. I think the league was AAL. So I played with North Texas Bulls. So I ended up meeting Coach Victor Man. I ended up trying out for them, and Coach Man ended up giving me a shot to go play. So I ended up playing indoor football with North Texas Bulls, and that was my first experience. So I ended up getting a taste for the game. But also I seasoned it in long or didn't go well. We played 4 games. It was an independent team, but we was playing like every 2 weeks. So I had like my foot in, my foot out in the indoor league, but I'm a ball player, man. I just want to ball somewhere.
Man, that, I just the whole story is wild. The more you think about it and the different opportunities you've had. I see behind you that you have a Charlotte football jersey up on your wall over there. Did you play for Charlotte at any point?
I wouldn't even say that's Charlotte. That's my semi-pro jersey that when I played back
Yeah,
in 2020. Yeah, so
yeah,
that our team name was North Texas Orcas.
for sure.
But
Man, that looks yeah, it looks like just like the Charlotte colors up there with the logo and everything. But I mean, semi-pro in Texas,
yeah,
I hear a lot of different things about semi-pro in Texas. I know one of the semi-pro teams has a former 5-star recruit on it. There's a bunch of talent. Do you think the talent with the
exactly.
semi-pro in Texas is better than the talent in the CIF?
The CIF is was it semi-pro? I can say that just for something to get your feet wet. If you haven't played in a while or if you haven't played in 2 3 years. But semi-pro is to get your feet wet. CIF, that's the real deal. Professional wise, everything's recorded, contracts. You present the team as who you're supposed to be. Uh, present them well. But it's a lot of stuff. But I'm just not getting into it, and I'm new to it, so I get there.
Now, currently, you're in the off season. What's your off season routine looking like with work and training?
My off team, like so, my routine is like I meditate in the morning. I pray, then I meditate in the morning, and I knock out 200 ab workouts, and I got like a pull up bar right here next to me. So I do those every day. Also, I have my nephew with me. He look up to me as well, and he just not getting back into football. So everything is still like all the process with me. So we train, but it be like certain times of the day though. But I'm trying to get him in as well, and with me as well, I'm still doing the same thing as in training wise, feet work, quarterback, drills, ladders, things like that nature. So
Well, Carlos, it's been great having you on the show tonight. You're someone that is gonna go big time one day. I can just tell by your attitude. My last question for you tonight is: you've been through so much, failure, success, and everything in between. When you look at your life as a whole and you look at how much more you have left to give, what keeps you going on a day-to-day basis, and how do you plan to turn this story into inspiration for younger people?
what keeps me going? For one, is of course is my family. For two, growing up, I was the only child, so my dad has seen the potential that I have growing up as a little kid. So I have like YouTube videos of me playing in little league. I went from little league straight to high school, but I didn't play middle school. So that right there, I just think about my story from the time I was playing as a young boy and growing up into the stage now, and I just see the potential that I have and the things that I do. I have a lot of people that's in my family that's dependent on me, but not depending on me in a way to where it had to happen, but it's something they know that I want to pursue. So they all in with me. I love my peoples, but that's really it.
Man, again, thank you for your time tonight. Stay in touch if you need anything, and I look forward to watching you play soon.
Thank you.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.